All right. How's it going, everyone? I hope you're doing good. Sorry about that. Had a audio issue, which never really seems to happen for live streams, but it was literally working and testing. I am using my backup mic right now, which is just a USB mic. It does all right. It's the old one. If you guys remember when I used to use the Blue Yeti, it's basically that again. So it's a good quality mic. It's just, you know, not as good. And it's working. So I guess, you know, I had issues with it before where sometimes it wouldn't work, but it's working now. And now my mixer isn't working. And I don't know what happened. It has power to it. The levels say it's working, but nothing's going from the mixer to the computer. So it's probably one of those things that I have to turn it on and off again. And like turn the computer on and off again. And I wasn't going to do that. That was going to kill the stream. Anyways, let's first let me welcome all the people that are here. And then we'll get into the stream itself. This is This Week in Review. I do it every other Sunday. And I basically just go over news, interesting stories from the past week or so, and talk about them, and then take your guys' questions on them and kind of create a dialogue. And then, yeah, we move on from there. Different tonight compared to most nights. Usually I'm taking, like, super chats and donations to, like, do some shots and stuff. Instead, it will be super chats and donations to do a workout. It will be sit-ups or push-ups. I already did the workout challenge for today, but doing some additional ones is fine since it's kind of a light workout for this week. So that's a thing. And yes, I actually have a camera set up to do that for those that have never been to a workout stream before. That being said, I will do all the workout stuff after we get past all the news. So any super chats and donations that come in from now until we're past all the news into just the plain old Q&A section, well, I'll just bank everything up for that. All right, that being said, let me go here and welcome everyone. Let me see. Welcome Ryan Lista, Buck Bumble Essex, Ariel Lazarus, Tegan the Tiger, Donald Hickson, Chelsea, Alex Boyer. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Christina Kinuani. I probably totally butchered that. Nocturnal 351. Mark Greenberg. Welcome, by the way, Mark. I have not seen you around. I mean, I've seen you make like a random appearance here and there, and I know you commented on a video the other day, but welcome back, Mark. Haven't seen you in forever in a live stream anyways. Ahmed A, welcome. Let's see here, scrolling down. Super Luigi, saw you in this. Super Luigi 64, welcome. White Gamer Guy 1337, welcome. All right, I think that's everyone. Let me just double check on Twitch. There is no one on Twitch right now, which is totally fine. All right. Well, let's go. So the first, Dylan K's welcome as well. You just popped in right at the end there. All right. So let's just hop right into the three big stories we're going to talk about, the ones that are in the headline for sure. The first one I want to touch base on, the one I want to get out of the way, and don't worry, I'm not leaking anything to you guys, is that Super Smash Bros. Has leaked online. Not just like a standard leak, you know, where someone got a retail copy and then dumped it and people are data mining it, which, yes, of course, that's a thing that's happening. But people are literally playing ROM versions of it right now. Some have got them kind of sort of running on emulator, although it doesn't run very well. And some are just directly pirating it straight to their Switch. And in doing that, they are then going out and streaming the game online. So a lot of illegal streams have been going on. A lot of leaks of things that would not normally be leaking right now because people that have, you know, review copies are under NDA and can't do things like give you the ending of World of Light and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on out there. This is one of the earliest a Nintendo game has ever been leaked. Usually the leaks happen, if there is one, about a week beforehand, and that's because someone in the media was stupid and decided to leak it themselves and give up their privileges for future review copies of games. This is the case where it appears that some retailers in certain countries, potentially Germany and some others, already have some stock for the game, and they just sold it early. And that obviously is going to cause issues because now it's in the public. Nintendo has been like taking out the streams and stuff like that. So it's kind of a crazy situation to me. Personally, I hate it. I don't hate the leaks and the data mining per se, but people that are pirating the game and illegally streaming it, like not the people that are streaming their retail copy, but the people that are streaming the ROM version of it, that really, really bothers me. It really bothers me a lot. It's the one aspect of like the Switch hacking community that I absolutely 100% detest, and that is the idea of piracy. And oh, it makes me mad, especially when they're using that piracy to leak everything. So I don't know. I'm actually curious on your guys' thoughts on this more so than mine. I've given my thoughts a couple times. Let me just read the chat here and see what some of you guys are saying. So basically, super chat now, so you get some killer abs after we're done reviewing the news. Yeah, basically. Yeah, the streams are being taken out 40 to 20 minutes after. I mean, geez. And the thing is, they could just make another YouTube channel and just stream again and again and again and again. Let me see. Shadow King 1982 says, with Nintendo taking care of the hardware hacks, do you think we'll see cloud saves? That's save questions like that for the Q&A section. Right now, we are only focusing on the Super Smash Bros. Leaks and any questions you guys have or any comments you have surrounding the Super Smash Bros. Leaks. We are not going to talk about leaked information. Mods, if somebody is leaking anything in the chat, trying to spoil anything, be sure to put them on an instant timeout. If they do it again, feel free to ban them. We are not in support of leaking things to our audience like that. So, let me see here. You were able to take down 2 streams yesterday. I tweeted Nintendo once. One fool decided to stream World of Light and got banned. Nice. Alex Boyer hits us with the $20. Thank you so much. So I get to pick whether you do push-ups or sit-ups. It's still 15 and 5 respectively. Yeah. You could pick if it's push-ups or sit-ups. So, in fact, let me make a separate list for that right now. So you want what? 15 push-ups and then 5 sit-ups. Got it. All right. And again, we'll be doing that after we're done with everything. So you guys can keep super chatting and donating if you want, and it'll just bank up. Also, if you do the donation link to give, basically if you donate instead of using super chats, you get double. So if you would have done like a $20 donation, it could have been like 20 sit-ups and 20 push-ups. Does that make sense? So donations actually get double the amount of workout compared to super chats. Anyways, let's see here. I really hate this with Smash. I hope Nintendo finds a way to beat the hackers. Well, Nintendo, that's the funny thing about the hackers is Nintendo released that 6.2.0 update, which is unfortunately not required to play Smash Bros. At least the version of Smash Bros. That's out there at retail. I'm sure there'll be a day one update that'll make it require the 6.2.0 update. But right now, Smash Bros. Does not require the 6.2.0 update. But Nintendo released a 6.2.0 update to combat hackers, and it worked. Obviously, yesterday they kind of got around it, but they still haven't really enabled the hardware method to work. They're working on trying to enable the hardware method, but I have heard through the grapevine that Nintendo's security team is not only aware, obviously, of the keygen hack that's happened, and they're already working on a patch for it. They're also aware of what's happening with the hack to try to get the hardware method to work again, and they're already working on a way to block that before that hack goes. Basically, what Nintendo's trying to do is they're trying to block all these hacking methods before they're public. So yeah, it got hacked, but it's not public yet. No one else but the very specific people that did it can actually use it right now. So what does that mean? It means that Nintendo is trying to be super proactive in going after hackers and trying to block piracy. And they've done this because they actually pay hackers. They started this program many years back, but basically $10,000 to a hacker for every exploit they discover and can prove. So there's actually people who are within the Nintendo Switch hacking community that are actually kind of sort of figuring out the hacks to get paid by Nintendo so Nintendo can fix it. So it's been a really interesting back and forth going on. And now that Nintendo's found a way to kind of sort of block the hardware method with software updates, they are now really, I've heard, really churning hard to try to make sure that by the time these things become fully public, Nintendo's already released a patch to take care of those current methods. So we'll have to see how that goes. It's going to be a back and forth between the hackers and Nintendo. But for Smash Bros, it really sucks. For those people who like, the people that have the retail copies are going to do what they do anyways. But there's so many. Like, I think today I counted 15 different streams of Smash Bros. 15 different streams. Like, and one of the guys, for sure, I reported this guy, it's the only one I checked out. He said, when the stream, that he was pirating the game. I'm like, man, I really hope that you're behind a VPN and not about to get tracked. Because I instantly reported that. I'm like, no. I hate pirating with a passion. I really do. Unless it's like the outlier, you know, Mother 3, as an example, never releasing in the West. Like, I get that. But beyond an outlier, Smash Bros. Is releasing everywhere. So you're just pirating because you can't be patient? You're pirating because you don't want to pay? Anyways. Let's see what some of your guys' thoughts are. Can I put the workouts you will do on the screen? Yes, Ryan Lista. I got my other camera right here. When I do the workout, when I do the push-ups and the sit-ups during the stream for the Super Chats or donations, I will switch to this camera, and you guys will see me on the ground doing them. Let's see here. Yeah, Nintendo paying hackers. I didn't know that. Yeah, they started this back during the Wii U era, and they didn't really do much, but they were just trying to instill in the hacking community that, you know, yeah, you can do all these hacks and make them public, but you could tell us about them too and get paid. I mean, why would someone want to get paid $10,000 per exploit? I sure as hell would. So part of me wishes I was still like hacking things, and then if I could find an exploit and give it to Nintendo, maybe they'd pay me. But it won't let you chat, but I can at least watch the video. I hate this app. What won't let you chat? You're chatting right now, Mark. Let's see here. I think people should just be patient and not leak games. Are people that entitled they can't wait 2 weeks? I mean, once it goes to a person in the public and not a, you know, someone who has to be accountable to a company, you know, a game reviewer, you know, it's. Oh, you mean right on the stream, the current count? Yeah, you know, I can. You know, I can't automatically do that. Hold on. Sure, Ryan, I see what you're saying. Let me see if I can add just some quick text in. Oh, where's the text? There it is. Let's just add some quick text and let's see what I can do. No, we want to add a new one. All right, let's see what I can do here. Oh, as my camera begins to freak out. All right. That's kind of big. Don't really have anywhere on my screen to put it. I guess we'll just leave it up in this corner. I'll shrink that down a bit. All right. We'll just leave it like that for now and transition this over here so you guys can see it. There you go. All right. Let me see. Every time I post a chat, the video stops working. Mark, load up the YouTube app. Load up the YouTube app and watch us on YouTube and then chat with your phone. Because now YouTube's on Switch. Although, is your Switch working? I don't even know if your Switch is working. They're just giving you an option. I don't really know what you have available. I've never had that problem with live streams though. I don't know. I guess I don't know what you're using. All right. Let me see here. Let me look at what our next story is going to be. Oh, hey, Skyward Sword HD. So, Skyward Sword is supposedly coming to Switch. Maybe, possibly. Eiji Aonuma appeared on stage at a Zelda concert in Japan over the weekend. and stated simply to the crowd after a Skyward Sword song, would you, but not would you like to see, but Skyward Sword. Oh God, where's the exact quote? Hold on. It's funny. I actually should have the exact quote. Oh, you know what? I did that video on my other computer. Dang it. The exact quote was basically something along the lines of Skyward Sword is, would you like that on Switch or something like that. And the crowd just went like nuts when they heard that. So obviously that would be hinting at a Skyward Sword HD. I doubt they're hinting at like just a Wii port or something like that. So, yeah, AJ Nomo seems to be hinting they're doing it. Seems to be suggesting. Seems to be all but confirming it's happening. So obviously there's a few questions. One, do you want a Skyward Sword HD remaster to happen on Switch? 2, what changes, if any, would you like to see them make to it? Because in like the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, those HD remasters, they made little tweaks here and there. So obviously, what tweaks would you like to see? I think the obvious one is, people want traditional controls. They better not eliminate motion controls, but having motion controls and traditional controls, pro controller support, I think would be big for that game. And before people are like, how would that work? People have mapped it to controllers and emulators forever, so it's possible. So what do you guys think about Skyward Sword HD? What changes would you like to see done to it to maybe improve the game? Maybe certain visual aspects you want to see happen. I can tell you right now, I'd love some anti-aliasing. Nintendo never does anti-aliasing, I swear. Let's see here. Alex Boyer said, as I stated earlier, I feel like all the Legend of Zelda games people wanted on Switch, Skyward Sword would be about the 4th or 5th one people were asking for. But here's what you have to remember, Alex. Skyward Sword is the only 3D, let's just say home console that isn't a top-down game, Zelda game that hasn't been remastered. Ocarina of Time's been remastered on 3DS. Majora's Mask was remastered on 3DS. The Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were both remastered on Wii U. Obviously, Breath of the Wild doesn't need to be remastered right now. And then there's Skyward Sword. It is the only one that hasn't been remastered of that batch. So it could be like, yeah, it's like the 4th or 5th one people might want, but it's the only one that hasn't been remastered. So it's the one that actually makes the most sense to remaster. Obviously, people would love to see Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, in HD, but that's going to take a hell of a lot more work and probably would require the main Zelda team to do that. Whereas I think like Skyward Sword HD, if it's being done, is being done by Grezzo or the team that did Twilight Princess HD down in Australia could be working on it. I forget the name of them off the top of my head. Let's see here. You never played a main 3D Zelda game? Huh. Ariel Lazarus says, I'd like to play Skyward Sword on Switch. Don't care what changes they make. I never got to play it. Hell, I just want more Zelda on Switch, period. Oh, man. I hope that like it's Skyward Sword next year and then a new Zelda game in 2020. That's my hope. Don't have any inside information on that, but that's really what I want to see happen. Shadow King says, I'd like it on Switch, the motion controls to be taken off at the very least the minecart minigame. It was annoying to get the heart piece from that minigame. I didn't have a problem with motion controls at all when I played, though, so I guess I'm not one to talk to about problems with motion controls since I didn't have any. Let's see here. You could put 4 Swords from GameCube on Switch Remastered. I know, but I was talking about like of the. That's why I say 3. I hate the term 3D because some of like the 3DS games are like kind of 2.5D DS games. So, anyways, I would love to see 4 Swords Adventures come back. By the way, I love 4 Swords Adventures. Skyward Sword makes sense. Tantalus. What about Tantalus? What about him? Let's see here. I have a weird feeling that Nintendo would announce this game at the Game Awards instead of Metroid Prime Trilogy and more Metroid Prime 4 info. I don't think Skyward Sword would be announced at the Game Awards. And I say that, it feels weird saying that, right? Because it's a Zelda game. Why wouldn't that go over well there? Well, I feel like, they're probably going to have Bayonetta 3 show up. I just don't know if that's the right place to announce, like, another remaster / port, right? I feel like they need to focus on new games at the Game Awards. Now, I don't know if they're going to talk about Metroid Prime 4 there. I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be talked about at E3 next year because, after all, it was unveiled at E3 last year. So I think that, you know, having the first gameplay at E3 makes a lot of sense, or the first trailer or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what else Nintendo's going to bring to the Game Awards. It'll be, you know, they'll probably mention Smash Bros. At some point in there, since it comes out literally the next day. But I don't know what they could do, since everything's out in the wild now, so I don't really know what would be so surprising. Besides maybe announcing one of the DLC characters, I suppose, could be a thing they do. Alex Boyer, you don't have any inside information? I think we're on the same page here, Nate. Well, I have inside information on some things, just not Zelda, not Nintendo. Just some third-party stuff, but I'm not allowed to divulge. Not now, anyways. Let's see here. And no, I don't know what's going to be shown at the Game Awards. So I'm assuming Bayonetta 3, because it was announced at the Game Awards last year. Let's see here. Only Zelda games I played is Hyrule Warriors on Wii U and Switch and Four Swords. That man, so you haven't really played a main Zelda game at all. I mean, Four Swords Anniversary. I mean, Four Swords is good, but I mean, you got to play. I mean, you've gone all this time and you haven't played an actual Zelda game. That's interesting. Maybe it doesn't interest you, I guess. I mean, Hyrule Warriors is it's a Musou game, so. Tantalus made Twilight Princess HD, was responding to your earlier comment. Oh, okay. Brand new Zelda games shouldn't come out until Switch sequel. That would give them enough time to come up with some new ideas and enough development time to make a game better than Breath of the Wild. I disagree. I want them to Majora's Mask this bad boy. Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games, and that was made, you know, it was released like, you know what? Let me see. 98. It was released in 2000, so 2 years later. I would love to see that happen with this. Although, obviously, at this point, it would be 3 years later, because I don't think it's coming out next year. I think a new Zelda game would be in 2020. And, I mean, for all you know, it could be a top-down Zelda game, too. If they do a top-down Zelda game in 2020, then obviously they still have a team working on a much bigger, grander one. And that could be, you know, at launch of the next system. But I think some people would like to see an exclusive Zelda game on this platform. Because we didn't get an exclusive Zelda game on Wii U, because it was brought to Switch. So it would be nice for Switch to get an exclusive Zelda game. Not an exclusive remaster, an exclusive Zelda game. I also would love to see them bring over The Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD as well. Because they already are in HD. There's no reason not to bring them over. They'd have to rework The Wind Waker a little bit, because they obviously put the inventory... I mean, both of them, I guess, they put the inventory on the gamepad. But that shouldn't be that hard, since the original inventory systems were on your TV. So I don't really think that's a hard transition for them to put it back there. You also like another top-down Zelda game? You loved A Link Between Worlds? Nice. Nice. Someone's playing... Dude, there's always someone playing Smash Ultimate. That's what we were talking about in our first story, man. The leaks and the piracy and the people just... It's so dumb. And the streams are getting shut down, so I guess people are hoping to make money while the stream is up, I suppose. Because they can't do anything about donations. The news on Skyward Sword is that Eiji Inoue has stated, essentially, that Skyward Sword is coming to Switch. He asked a crowd at a Zelda Symphony concert... if they want Skyward Sword on Switch, and the crowd went nuts. So, technically not an announcement. Could just be that they were contemplating and seeing how the crowd would react to such a thing. But you're amongst a bunch of Zelda fans, and you're mentioning bringing a game that's never been remastered to Switch. Of course they were going to go nuts. I don't think that they would have went more nuts if he would have said, hey, how would you like to see Ocarina of Time in HD on Switch? Then watch the crowd go wild. If they thought the Skyward Sword reaction was great. But, or be like, hey... would you guys like a sequel to Breath of the Wild? Oh, the crowd would have went crazy. But, you know, I think more Zelda is always good. So, I think a lot of people skipped Skyward Sword because it was at the end of the Wii generation. Some people just hated the motion controls. So, we'll see. We'll see if anything comes of Eiji Inoue's proclamation, or at least questioning if they should do Skyward Sword on Switch. All right, our next story is actually about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Just the sales figures, essentially. We know the sales figures in Japan. They were like 660-ish thousand units. And then number one, clearly, Plus, it moved 200,000 Switches during launch week. We know overall launch numbers for it are 3 million, which are the best-selling launch numbers of all time. Of course, you know, right now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, in the U.S. anyways, is the most pre-ordered Switch game ever and the highest pre-ordered Super Smash Bros. Game of all time. Now, that's just in the U.S. We don't know where that stands worldwide. So, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee is the fastest selling Switch game of all time, over 3 million units in only 3 days on the market. Obviously more by now. It also fell to, like, there was numbers put out by Adobe, because they do analyzations of the holiday sales, and the number 4 most popular item people bought during Black Friday this year in the United States was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. So, it was literally one of the most popular items that people bought over this weekend as well. So, gosh knows where the sales are sitting for this right now. 5 million, 6, 7, 8, 10. Who knows? We're not going to know until Nintendo decides to tell us at some point. You know, the latest they'll tell us is in January when they do the fiscal report. But they might, you know, tout it sooner than that, just like they touted the launch sales at 3 million. So first, I guess, with Let's Go, not much to really talk about with the sales beyond if you're impressed with it, if you're not impressed with it, do you think it's good, do you think it's bad? I actually just want to throw this out there to you guys. What are your thoughts on Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee? I'm not going to give very many thoughts because we have a podcast landing tomorrow that's literally just about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. We spent 2 hours talking about the game, so I don't feel like I need to divulge my thoughts too much now. Plus, I'm going to be reviewing the game, so I really don't want to say too much. But what are your guys' thoughts on these games? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Are you happy with the sales? Are you mad with the sales? What do we got here? Edward Norton had a question about the Smash one earlier, talking about the plant comes separate. It's a separate code that you have to enter in. It'll be a separate email. All right. Let me see. Pokemon, no matter what, is a system seller. Well, it's definitely been selling Switches, that's for sure. Were there discounts on Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee on Black Friday? No, there were not. There were no discounts. They were selling for $60, $100 bundle, and to be the number 4 item when there's no sales, I'm guessing a lot of Switches were sold. I'm guessing a crap load of Switches were sold. And for it to be number 4 at full price, people were taking advantage of all those Switch bundles and Switch sales, guaranteed. Alex Blair said, Video Game Donkey said, Let's Go Pikachu is just a complete piece of trash, but Let's Go Eevee is one of the best games ever, so I'm probably leaning to Eevee. That's just him trying to get more people to buy Eevee. They're literally the same game, guys. They're the same game. The difference is Pikachu's with you or Eevee's with you, and then there's like 10 different Pokemon, right? Like there's 10 exclusive Pokemon to one version, 10 exclusive Pokemon. They're the exact same game. So, if Let's Go Eevee is great, then so is Let's Go Pikachu. He's just on Team Eevee. And it's been, what I've noticed for people that are Team Eevee, I'm Team Eevee. I'm not like this, like some people are, but I've noticed Team Eevee people like to trash on Team Pikachu. I don't know why. I think it's because they know they're the underdog and that Let's Go Pikachu is just going to destroy Let's Go Eevee in sales. But I don't know. There's like this thing where Let's Go Eevee people keep trying to like trash the other game even though it's the same game. So it's not just Video Game Donkey. I've noticed it everywhere. I've noticed it like literally going to the store and talking to people about it. And if they're Team Eevee, they just, oh man, why would you get that Let's Go Pikachu trash? You should only get Eevee. It's like, what? It's the same game. Like, anyways. Have Pokemon atop a successful system? Okay, sales don't tell you if the game with the Pokeball Plus. No, yeah, because sales include everything. So it includes the bundles and all that stuff. So we don't know how well the Pokeball Plus sold. I figured Let's Go will sell well, even though I'm not a fan. I think the real question is, will it maintain momentum after the 2019 games come out? I don't know. I mean, will it need to? That's another question. What if it sells, 15, 20 million before those games come out? I think that's a legit question, but we could at least think about. I think it's going to cross 10 million for sure. Might become the best-selling Switch game. Smash is going to have something to say about that as well, but Smash Bros. Has never been as popular as Pokemon. So, we'll see. Who knows? It is Ultimate, and there's never been a Smash game like this before, so maybe this is the Smash game that hits 20 million. I don't know. Let's see here. You're waiting for a sale for Pokemon Let's Go? Ha! 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 That's funny. Then, if you're waiting for a sale on Pokemon Let's Go, I have news for you. They're still selling like Black and White 2 for $40 from DS. Like, Pokemon games don't go on sale. I hate to like burst that bubble. They never go on sale, like ever, unless you get a used copy. Pokemon games are like always full priced. I know it's stupid, but they always are. Even when they're not selling well, they're still full price. They don't even make it into Nintendo's classic lineup because, of course not. Game Freak wants full price. Even more than Nintendo does, and Nintendo always keeps their games at full price for years. At least this year you could get, like, on Black Friday, you can get like $15 off of Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. But that's only because Amazon's been selling it at $15 off now for a little while. But the MSRP is still $59.99. Let's see here. Shadow King 1992 said, I enjoyed this thoroughly, and this is coming from someone who has played through every single gen. I don't get the hate when people haven't even played it. It just represents something to them that they don't want the Pokemon series to be, and that's why they hate on it. Same reason anyone hates games that before they come out is because to them it represents a direction they do not like. So they need to hate on it to make themselves feel better. Why would anyone want any particular version to sell better? It's just bragging right type of deal. Yeah, basically. It's just like in Pokemon Go, you know, when you have like Mystic and all the different teams on there. People get on these team things and they just like to attack each other. I think it's all in good fun, to be honest. I don't think anyone's actually super serious about it, but there were no Switches or PlayStation 4s at your local Best Buy. There were about 20 Xbox One S consoles. Yeah, I don't think the Xbox One S was selling well. Xbox's feather in the cap is the X. The Xbox One X has been a decent seller for them. The Xbox One and the Xbox One S, people just don't care about. If they're going to get an Xbox, they're going to get the one that gives you 4K third-party games. And I, personally, couldn't even find an X in my area on Black Friday. I could find some PlayStation 4s and Switches, but I think they just overstocked them really bad in this area. I mean, there was something like 600 Switches at my local Walmart before Black Friday. Like 600. My Walmart ain't going to sell those 600 Switches on Black Friday. Sorry. My town's only 13,000, and 600 people ain't showing up there to buy Nintendo Switch. I only have one minor nitpick, which is that your rival can evolve his Eevee. In Let's Go Pikachu, but you can't evolve Eevee in Let's Go Eevee. That's for added challenge, though, right? That's the idea. It's to make him a little bit stronger than you, even though you'll probably kick his ass anyways. I don't think a rival in Pokemon has ever kicked my ass. I don't think I've ever lost a single match ever in the history of Pokemon against a rival. Ever. 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 Never happens. Let me see here. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were selling for $20 at Best Buy. Well, yeah. Okay, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon aren't like they're the third. They're kind of like that third game in a generation, although it's like the third and fourth game in a generation that didn't sell very well. Like, it's so good, but it didn't sell that great. So I'm not surprised that those are $20. But it's also Black Friday. I bet you after Monday they'll be back up to $40. But yeah, those games also kind of their sales have kind of really bombed after launch. They sold well at launch, of course. Pokemon always sells well at launch, and that's the question with Let's Go Eevee, and Let's Go Pikachu. Yeah, of course it's selling well at launch. What's it going to be selling 6 months from now? You know, are people that picking up Switches, you know, for Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing next year is Pokemon Let's Go going to be on that list of games they pick up next? You know, along with Breath of the Wild and Odyssey and Mario Kart. Is it going to be one of those games? Or is it going to be one of those, if I really wanted it, I would have bought the Switch earlier. I personally love the games. I just don't want it to become its own series. I would love a spin-off series that wasn't a watered-down remake. Give us something like Pokken Tournament or Pokemon Snap. We need adaptive difficulty in Pokemon. That would be a game changer. Is Pokemon bigger than Mario? Game to game, it sells more than Mario does. Not every Mario game, of course. Mario has better selling games. But game to game, like Pokemon sells better than Galaxy 2. But like New Super Mario Bros. Wii outsold most Pokemon games. So it's kind of a conundrum. Mario overall has sold more than Pokemon, but Mario's been around longer than Pokemon. Plus, there was like way back in the day when it was like 80 million units for Super Mario Brothers on NES. But in general, game to game, Pokemon sells better than Mario. In general, not true every time, but it's more consistent. And I think that's the best way to put it. Pokemon sales are more consistently high compared to Mario. There we go. That's the way to phrase that one. What's up on the moon? You found 2 shinies? Nice. I was surprised that Fairy type was a thing in Let's Go. I thought it was based off first gen. Yep. Fairy type is in Let's Go? I haven't even noticed yet. I'm not that far into Let's Go. So I'm holding off till my capture card is here. Then I'm going to go nuts. Because I got to capture a bunch of footage for the review. And I'm only going to play through the game one time, story mode wise. So I want to make sure that any stuff from that I have captured that I need captured. I mean, there's certain things I'm going to film, in handheld. I don't know what yet, but I guess I could do that now. Where I could set up, handheld play and test that out and get some footage of me playing in handheld. I guess that's something I could do now before the capture card arrives. It should be arriving within a week, but we'll see. Do I think the Pokeball Plus will work with Gen 8 Pokemon? Nope. Alright. I think that's going to do it for the This Week in Review portion of it. Now we'll just get into a Q&A for about the next 45-ish minutes. And remember, all Super Chats and donations lead to doing push-ups and sit-ups. I already owe 15 push-ups and 5 sit-ups. If you donations are worth double, so say you donated $5 to the donation link in the description, that would be 10 push-ups or 10 sit-ups, etc. Let me get in this 15 and 5 here quick from earlier, and then we'll go from there, and I'll start answering your guys' questions. So feel free to submit your questions at Nintendo Prime. Ping me, get your question as soon as I get done with these 15 push-ups and 5 sit-ups. We'll get to it. Let me just switch up the camera angle here. All right. Oh. And we gotta transition it. There we go. Oh. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Oh, we'll get those 5 sit-ups in quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. All right. Whew. I got my heart pumping a little bit there. Whew. Transition, there we go. I'm going to turn off studio mode here. There we go. Now we're back. Great sit-up form. Yeah, my sit-up form is awesome. I've always had a good sit-up form. My push-up form is hard because I've got, I've got that chunk of fat down here. Anyways, let me get to your guys' questions. I don't want to sit here and talk about my fat body here all day. Do I feel bad for Smash music channels getting shut down? I mean, if they're just leaking music from the game, then no. If they're reorchestrating the music themselves, that sucks. But if they're just straight up ripping music and putting it up, then they're stealing. So, no, don't feel bad about it. Let's see here. Any news on the N64 Classic? Not since Reggie said there wouldn't be. I heard there's a rumor out there about them releasing like instead of doing a classic system, releasing an N64 classic cart for Switch and then releasing an N64 controller. I don't know. I haven't heard anything valid behind that. I think some fan just randomly told me that. But who knows what to believe there. Favorite Zelda game of all time is Breath of the Wild. Advice for someone who gets bullied in high school for liking Nintendo. How bad? I mean, I guess it depends on how bad the bullying is. If it's just people making fun of you, which, yeah, it's a form of bullying, it's best to just kind of ignore it. If people are getting physical with you, that's totally different. Because I don't want to say, like, pretend to be something you're not so you fit in better and don't get bullied. But, see, I had people, like, make fun of me for being a Nintendo fan when I was a kid. I just didn't care. Because I don't care about console wars. So, I think that it's so hard to give advice for bullying when you're getting bullied in school for liking Nintendo. Because they're the ones acting immature, not you. Like, think about this. If they're laughing at you, Nintendo's for kids, and blah, 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 and they're, like, making fun of you, I mean, all you have to do is look them in the face and be like, you know, the only kid I see here is you. It's going to get you punched, though. It's like, all my advice is going to get you in a fight. So, like, I can't really give any good advice for it because you just have to stop caring what people think about you. And I can't make you stop caring. So, you know, you do what you... I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat's got some good advice for you, how they dealt with it. I just ignored it when I was in high school, and I just didn't care. But not everyone has the ability to do that. And dang it, my Packers are going to lose. Why do they got to suck so bad this year? All right. How strong are you? People make fun of you any way possible if they know it upsets you. Yeah, well, yeah, people, that's what they do. Like, if they let it, that's the thing. They stopped making fun of me by, like, my senior year of high school because I would just ignore them and didn't care. And once it's no longer fun to make fun of me, you know, they kind of stopped. As for how strong am I don't honestly know. Last time I did any bench presses wasn't that impressive. I only got like 110 up. Which to me is not that impressive because when I was in high school working out, I was benching like 180, 190. Can't even... I mean, I struggled to get past 100. It was pretty hard when I did that last time, so... It might be a little easier now because I've been doing push-ups for 3 weeks, but... I don't know. My legs are really, really strong, though. Holy crap, my legs are strong. I mean, not right now with the torn meniscus, but before I tore my meniscus, oh my god, my legs. My legs have always been freaking beasts. Like, all my athleticism comes from my legs. I could sprint really, really fast for a fat guy, let me tell you. It looks like a bowling ball coming at you, but I'm not actually falling. I'm just moving really fast. Let's see here. I've seen a video where the guy from Polygon explains how every Legend of Zelda game ties into the timeline. No, I have not seen that. The 8 Thark says, well done on the health initiative. Also, I'm working on an Xmas present to send to your P.O. box. When it's ready to ship, I'll let you know in the community post on your Patreon site. Oh, awesome. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, we haven't had anyone send anything to... Well, I've had stuff ordered, like the new merchandise I have back there, those shirts on that table. I had that come to the P.O. box, but yeah, I haven't had any fans send anything to the P.O. box yet, so that'd be sweet if we finally got some fan mail. Can I take down Thanos or the Hulk? Absolutely not. Beast legs. Yeah, dude, my legs are strong as hell. At least, I mean, I have the torn meniscus now, so I can't really even show it off, but I got some power in these legs, man. I always have. Like, people look at like, maybe I can show, no, I'm not sure. Maybe one day I'll show you guys my thigh muscles or my calves. Oh, my calves are massive, and it's not fat. It's straight muscle, and they've always been huge. And it's kind of that way all throughout my legs. Lots of power in them. Would you like to see Nintendo try to make another big single-player new franchise like 3D Zelda and 3D Zelda? What? Would you like to see Nintendo trying to make another big single-player new franchise like 3D Zelda and 3D Zelda? So would I like to see them make another action-adventure series like Zelda? Sure. Why not? All right, I think that's all the questions so far. Little light. Let me check Twitch here quick. Remember, all super chats and donations lead to me doing sit-ups and push-ups for anyone who cares. No shots tonight. We're doing more of a healthy night with the super chats and donations. We'll probably get to some shots like on Wednesday or something. We'll get the old Apple Smash rolling, and I mean, hopefully not the tequila, but oh man. Let's see here. Nate, would you consider rock climbing once your legs are healed? As you know, rock climbing is all legs. It's all legs till you slip. That's the problem with rock climbing. I've done rock climbing walls and stuff. It's a lot of legs, but when you slip, your arms come into play. They come into play big time. So when you get a bad footing and you slip and you miss, your arms have to be strong to hold you to that wall. Now, obviously, when you're indoors doing like a rock wall, not a huge deal if you fall, right? Like you're tied up good. And even when you do real rock climbing, you're still usually, safety first, right? But you always worry. Real rock climbing, all it takes is the hook coming loose, and you could be in some trouble. So, yeah, it's one of those things that I just don't really do rock climbing. I've done it before. It used more of my upper body than I cared for because of my flat feet. I would slip off of the grips all the time, or slip off the holes, and it didn't go well for me. I mean, I can get to the top, but it's not fun because I slip too much. Too clumsy, I guess. I guess that's the way to put it. Dylan Kazi says, this is the first stream of yours I'm watching, and it's honestly really interesting so far. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. This is actually one of my favorite streams to do. This is one that happens every other week on Sunday nights, where I just go over some of the news, get your guys' thoughts on it. And yeah, and tonight, especially, with every donation and every super chat being push-ups or sit-ups, that's obviously a little different. Usually I do those on Saturday nights. I did do it last night, but we didn't really set the bar much for me this week. So every stream this week, I'm going to be doing push-ups and sit-ups for donations and super chats, just because I'm only right now I have to do let me read it. I think it's 10 push-ups and 23 sit-ups. Yeah, 10 push-ups and 23 sit-ups a day. Which for this week, which is nothing. So I'll do extra push-ups and extra sit-ups during live streams, because why not? Let's see here. With Nintendo taking care of the hardware hacks, do you think we'll see Nintendo enable cloud saves for Splatoon 2 and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? No. No. It won't happen. It's just not going to happen. Hardware hacks weren't why they didn't do it in the first place. So it's just not going to happen. Do you think because the year is almost over, it would be cool if the Nintendo Community Rewind is made? That would be nice. I don't know who would do it. I'm not going to do it. That's a lot of work. Because I assume you're referring to like the YouTube Rewind thing, and then having it be like a Nintendo Community one. That'd be a lot of work, but it would be really cool if it existed. And Nintendo's not going to do it, for crying out loud. Nintendo's doing something about people uploading Smash Leaks being uploaded by deleting channels. But what can they do about the ROMs? Because I heard people are making tons of them. Not much. Unless they could track down where the ROM originated from, there's not much they can do about it. Welcome to the internet. Will I be the next Highlander? Probably not. I mean, I'm going to be... My goal is, by summer next year, that I'm down to a weight that I am okay with. Plus, obviously, I'm more muscular. Both in my core, my arms. Eventually, once my torn meniscus in my right knee heals, and get some cardio going as well. But, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And you guys are helping keep me motivated. So I thank you for that. Because I've tried this workout stuff for... over a decade, and I always come up with excuses not to do it. And it feels weird to have money as like a way to motivate me, but honestly, it's the first thing that I've been at it now for 2 weeks and 2 days now, and that's longer than any other workout routine I've ever stuck to. So clearly, there's something about the community and you guys, super chatting and donating. That's like, Nate, people paid you to do this. You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. Like, if you don't do it, you need a refund. And that's like literally in the back of my mind. If I don't complete my workout that week, I need to refund all the money. That's like literally going through my mind all the time. And I think that's what's keeping me motivated, because I hate it. It hurts. It sucks. I'm fat. I have 3 kids. I don't have a lot of time in my day. I don't really want to do it. I just don't. I hate working out. But I know it's good for me. I know I want to lose weight. I know I don't want to have another hernia. I know I don't want to tear my meniscus again. So I'm hoping that this keeps working for me. I really hope it does, because if people stop super chatting and donating to make me do push-ups and sit-ups, I am worried about me losing my motivation. This isn't on you guys. This is on me. I have a problem with motivating myself to work out. It's totally on me. Why do you think Nintendo hasn't made an adaptive controller in the same way the Xbox has, in my opinion? Nintendo's missing out on a big market there. I don't think they care, and I don't think that market's that big. I mean, the adaptive controller's nice. It's a really nice controller to have. I just don't think the market for it is super huge, so Nintendo doesn't care. Should they care? Would it be a good look for Nintendo to care? Absolutely. And you can actually use that controller on Switch, by the way. Didn't know if you know that. That adaptive Xbox controller can be used on Switch. There's an adapter for it. Can I do low impact cardio like swimming? No, I cannot. Sucks. I tried. I actually tried swimming a few days ago. Couldn't do it. It was excruciating pain. Couldn't do it. Sucks. I don't wish anyone to ever tear your meniscus. One, it's hard to show people because it doesn't show. It's a tear inside your knee. So unless it's swelling, which happens sometimes, so unless you have some nice swelling, no one knows you're even hurt, and that's what sucks about it. But I actually had an MRI scan, and it didn't look pretty. They didn't let me take the X-rays home, or I'd show you guys. The X-rays or the scans or whatever. They wouldn't let me take it home. I had X-rays first, and then I had the MRI. They wouldn't let me take it home. It's just in my medical file. I have a bunch of paperwork and a hospital band and some other things that prove I have a torn meniscus. But let's see here. Rigo Romero with a very interesting question. Have I thought about gastric bypass surgery? I got it, and it sucked at first, but it was worth it. No, I have not. Gastric bypass would be like a last resort option for me. By the way, I'm not at the point that I need to even think about gastric bypass. Yeah, I'm obese, but I am like 100 pounds overweight, which is a lot, but nowhere near where I would consider gastric bypass, unless it was an ultimate health concern, like you need to lose this weight or you're going to die kind of thing. Okay, but I'm not at that point. So I haven't thought about it. I know it's different with every person, for starters. The beginning always sucks, and there's a big diet change with it, and all, like there's a lot of stuff that changes with it. But I think I think I can do this without that. If I can stick to this workout, keep improving my diet, like today, I had snacks. I had some celery and I had some apples. Like I haven't had a snack of celery and apples in forever. So like I'm trying to improve my eating habits as well along the way. My eating habits are never going to be perfect. But if I can keep my metabolism going hard, but with the workouts, and now eventually the cardio, when I can add that in January. Because right now, push-ups, sit-ups, and I see a physical therapist this week. I'm going to see if there's any other workouts I can do besides that. And then kicking the cardio into high gear in January and on will help as well, especially with the weight loss. Cardio really helps with weight loss. But I've already lost 6 pounds over the past 2 weeks, which 3 pounds a week, I'll take that. The workout's a little light this week. That's why I'm doing additional push-ups and sit-ups in every live stream for every donation to Super Chat, because I want to do more push-ups and sit-ups, but like I get done with what I'm required to do, and I'm like, oh, I'm done for the day, I'm good, and then I stop thinking about it. How would someone like you get on Spawncast? I don't know. I've directly asked John to be on, and he never responded, so I've asked him. Yeah, like the only way I could think of is if I talked to like Player Essence or Dreamcast guy, because both those guys know me, and ask them to get me on. I'm sure if I reached out to OJ or Dreamcast Guy, one of them would reach out to John and they'd get me on. We had $2 super chat. $2 super chat. All right, we're gonna. Oh, we have a new subscriber too. Thank you for subscribing. Let me up that sit-up thing to 7 there. All right, let me go get those 2 sit-ups in for Matthew. Quick, and then we'll get back to talking about whatever it was I was just talking about. All right. Oh, my printing for part of your present is done. What the heck? All right, man. You do what you got to do, I guess. All right, so the question I was asking is, yeah, how to get on Spawncast. Like, yeah, I've asked around, you know, as I said, asking the people I know that are already on it to get me in the door is one way, I think. But I don't like asking for favors of my friends like that, right? Like, I don't know. I always feel like if I'm making good enough content, Spawncast will contact me and want me on. That's the way I always feel. If I'm making the kind of content and having the kind of success that gets his attention, then he'll want me to be on. That's the way I look at it. Let me see. Geo King Heart said, I think Nintendo will add any SNES games for online in 2019. Yeah, probably by the end. Probably by, like, winter time, they'll advertise, hey, now we're offering SNES games, and then they'll give us, like, 10 of them. But, you know, who knows? I don't know what Nintendo's game plan is. I wish they would communicate their game plan with Switch Online better. How long do I think the Switch life cycle will be? I don't know. It depends on what they're doing. If they're going to do a refresh every 3 years and make it like a cell phone, it could be a long time because they could just be a Switch family of systems. If it's just going to be this Switch and then like a Switch XL or a Switch Pro and then a new generation, you're probably looking at 5 to 6 years like normal. So what is that? What is that? 2021, 2022? Somewhere in there? 2023? So, somewhere in that time span? Shadow King 1982 says, would you like to see the next Zelda games logo along with the release year announced alongside the 2 previous HD games? Yeah, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that at the Game Awards. They're not going to say Skyward Sword HD is happening plus the old games plus a logo and release date for the new game. That's not happening. You're pipe dreaming now. Would I like to see that? Of course, but it's not going to happen. Come on now. Zach Korinsky, what are your YouTube... Let me switch to live here. I just realized I have no way to tell if people donate or not unless I have this other view up. Yeah, there's many donations I missed. Okay. What are your YouTube ambitions for the future, and do you make enough off YouTube now to make it a full living? I do work YouTube full-time, but I definitely don't make a full-time wage. Does that make sense? I guess, I mean, I probably do. If I only looked at like the $7.25 minimum wage, that's probably what I make. And I probably put in 50 hours a week. So I mean, we're working more than full-time on YouTube. But I have other jobs I do, other part-time jobs I do that supplement my income. Yes, my biggest amount of money I make every month is from YouTube, combined with Patreon and all that stuff. But it's still like, you know, no, it's not enough that I could just do YouTube and nothing else. It's not. So that's just the reality of being a YouTuber. At my size, you're in that tweener stage, right? You get to like 100K and you're getting like 25,000 views per video. You're in the realm now where you can kind of start making a living and not have to do other work. Where I'm at, I'm in the in-between, you know, of being able to do it for a living versus not, like having to have other jobs. And I have 3 kids, which obviously makes everything more expensive because now it means I need even more money than like a person without a kid would need. So what are my ambitions? Well, obviously, I'd like to get there. I'd like to get to the point where I don't have to work my other jobs. That would free up so much time in my life for my family, so much, time to improve my content here at YouTube, so much time for me to do more things for myself instead of always worrying about YouTube and my kids and my fiance, right? Like, doing some side projects and stuff that I really want to get started on, finishing off college, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, there's some stuff that I want to achieve if YouTube was a full-time thing. Where I was making a full-time livable wage. Let's call it a livable wage instead of just saying working full-time. So I have an ambition to get there. I love what I do at YouTube. I love this live stream. I love the videos I make. I love you guys. This is like one of the joys of my life is being a YouTuber. And I'm fortunate enough that I do make a decent chunk of money doing it, and that you guys donate and super chat and support on Patreon and stuff to enable me to do it. I'm so fortunate that I can do that, and I know that. Even though it's not enough for me to just do that and nothing else, it's still enough for me to continue to give as much time as I do to you guys. So that being said, my ambitions are just to keep getting better. Every year, I like to add a new form of content to my channel. This year, the focus has been kind of on Prime News, which is kind of evolving now, but whatever. Prime News is a thing. Next year, I think I'm going to add like top 10s, top 5s. I do want to do more game reviews. I'm reviewing Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Hopefully that review lands before Smash Bros. But the problem with game reviews is obviously time, and I have it as a stretch goal on Patreon. So if we hit like $300 total per month on Patreon, we're at $200 right now. If we hit $300 total on Patreon per month, I'll be doing at least one game review a month. But maybe we end up growing organically to a point that I just start doing game reviews because I feel like it. And I like game reviews. It's just a big time sink. So next year I'm looking to add like top 5s, top 10 lists, like once a week or something like that. So that should be a lot of fun. So yeah, there's just some things I'm looking at doing and getting better at what I'm already doing, right? Getting better at my standalone news videos, at Prime News videos, better discussion videos, better op-ed editorials, better live streams. I want to make everything better all the time because I love this. And then I want you guys to see my effort, my energy, my passion in my work. And I think that comes through now already. But I feel like if I get to a point where I'm just satisfied where I'm at and I'm not trying to always get better, that's the point that I'm truly not enjoying what I'm doing anymore. Because that means I've become complacent. And I'm no longer striving to be better and better and better. I want to always strive to be better. I never want to think, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I don't ever want to think that. Because if I think that, that means I'm done as a YouTuber. I'm just done. Can't ever have that thought process within your mind that, oh, I'm good. I'm good enough. It's fine. Chansey, yeah, I know about calorie counting. I've done that too. Obviously, it's failed. Trust me. I've done a zillion different diets and calorie counting, and I've been there. Let's see here. Do I think it'd be a good idea to bring Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD to Switch? Yes, I do. Have I seen the game Hazelnut Bastille? Beat 'em Up's mentioned it. No, I have not. How do you feel about Nintendo putting Pauline in Mario Tennis? Aces, because I find it funny that Nintendo is all of a sudden making an obscure character more relevant. I think it's funny too. I mean, I think it's neat. She obviously had a more prominent role in Odyssey. Most prominent role she's had since, back in Donkey Kong. So I think it's kind of cool. I think Odyssey is probably why she's in there more so than Donkey Kong. But what's your least favorite game of all time? My least favorite? I mean, probably E.T. E.T. was terrible. Absolutely. I mean, garbage. Like, unplayable garbage. So, I don't know if I played it. Like, even Superman 64 was a little bit better than E.T. So. The shiny in the bag. Nice. When are you going to have enough subs to own a mansion? Oh, man. That's probably 1 million. I'm assuming. It's not just the sub count, it's the view count, right? Like, I can have 1 million subs, but if I only get like 10,000 views per video, I ain't living in no mansion. I'll tell you that. I'd have to have like 1 million subs and be getting, I don't know, 200,000, 300,000 views per video, something like that, which is doable, by the way. But me getting to 1 million subs, I don't know if that's doable. Like, Game Explain just got there, and Game Explain's a team of people. And I think instead of a mansion, I would probably be hiring more staff members. So, I'd live in a better house than I do now, though. That's for sure. Let's see here. Do you think Pauline could be in Smash because she just got into Mario Tennis? She could. It's possible Nintendo chose the characters, so maybe. How much money would you say roughly do you get from like 25,000 views? Is that like $30, like 100? Because people's definitions of livable wage is different. Well, livable wage is based on a lot of things. It's based on where you live, for starters. You know, obviously cost of rent, cost of food, cost of gas, cost of everything in your area. That's number one. And then number two is, are you supporting yourself or are you supporting kids? Are you your family? Blah, blah, blah. Are you taking care of a family member who's disabled? All that kind of stuff. So, like, there's a lot of things that go into livable wages. It's not just an individual thing when you have other factors to consider. Like I do. I have 3 children and a fiance. Yeah, she works too. But you know, our combined incomes are okay. But, you know, we're still considered poor for our area. How much money do you get from 25K views? Well, about 60% of the views will have ad blocker. So you make nothing off of those. So off 25K, you got about, what, 10K or so of actual ad impression views. Gosh, you might be able to make 30 or 40 bucks. Now, if all 25K views weren't using ad block, it could be like 100. But about 30 or 40 bucks off 25. Because ad blocker still sucks, still hurts. Still hurts people on YouTube. But I don't blame people for using it. Ads can be annoying. E.T. is a masterpiece. If you could have any character in Smash, who would it be? Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Why didn't you get a notification for the stream? Because YouTube sucks sometimes. Oh, Joe Smith, Black Sharpie, Prince Eros. You guys all subscribed in this live stream. Thank you so much. I think Pokemon Let's Go will be the first time I replace my starters for ones with better stats when I attempt online. Because I feel like my Bulbasaur is lacking in stats. Did you get the Bulbasaur? I don't know if I want to spoil how you can get Bulbasaur. Did you get the one you get through the quest, or did you get the one you can capture? You can get a shiny Bulbasaur, by the way. You're going to watch some Family Guy? Alright, man. See ya. Also has a hack switch exposed. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, the Packers are within 7. Who has the ball? Probably not us. Did we just try onside kicking? Yeah, we're going to lose. And there goes the Packers season. We lose today, it's over. I mean, it was already over. But at least there'll be a fleeting hope. Really, G.U. King of Heart? You bastard. You're like the 5th person that has called me. Say I look like Peter Griffin. Maybe I should take that as a compliment. That I look like Peter Griffin, apparently. You caught it. You caught it. You captured him? Okay. I'm actually curious how the captured ones compare to the quest one. I haven't caught one yet, so... I remembered your last stream. That's why you typed it. Awesome, man. We got about 10 minutes left on this stream. You guys can ask any questions you want about anything. Nintendo life, the news that we talked about, any news that happened from the past week we didn't bring up. And you know, obviously a reminder, all super chats and donations lead to me doing sit-ups or push-ups. Donations lead to double sit-ups or double push-ups. So like a $1 donation would be 2 sit-ups or 2 push-ups. $1 super chat would just be 1. Let's see here. I'm playing Civ 6 on Switch right now, and it seems better than the PC version. added animations. Cleopatra kind of looks like Katy Perry. And I think that's kind of funny. Just wanted to share. Is it really? I can't imagine that it's got more animations than the PC version. I know the PC version wasn't received. Well, the problem was that Civ 5 was amazing. So trying to live up to Civ 5 is going to be hard. I knew 6 was going to be a letdown compared to 5. But I would love to have it on Switch. That's for sure. Dude, you don't look like Peter Griffin. Why, thanks. Kingdom Hearts 3 on Switch. You think it's happening? No. I missed the whole stream. Stupid YouTube. Then again, I had homework that probably wouldn't have gotten done. Later, Shadow King. I want to get Breath of the Wild, but I don't feel motivated to get it. Anything you could tell me to make me want to get it? Do you like action-adventure games, for starters? That's kind of the big thing. If you don't like action-adventure games, nothing I say is going to convince you. All I can tell you is Breath of the Wild is the greatest experience I've had playing a video game in my life. Not just the escapism, not just the physics, not just the story, the world. Just it's like a personal thing for me, right? Like whenever there's something going on in my life that I'm having a hard time dealing with, I just turn on some Breath of the Wild and I just escape. And it's just got special magic to me. And it's something that I can't convey because it's such a personal feeling. So I can't tell you to get it if you don't already like those kind of games, right? It's a one-of-a-kind adventure. I can tell you that. Ariel Lazarus had to go. The kitten scumbag abandoned the other night is right outside, and I gotta go catch it so we can give it to the nice old lady that wants it. Good luck with that. Did they get the first down to end the game? Master of Hyrule's host, Jimmy. Let's see here. Kingdom Hearts collection on Switch. Do you think that is happening? No, I don't. It's not happening. Civ 5 was indeed amazing. None of them tops Civ 3 for me though. I hear you. Civ 3 is pretty good. Well, they could have updated the PC version to have those animations. That could have been something they've added over time. I haven't played the PC version, so I couldn't tell you. When do you think Bayonetta 3 is coming out? Next year? Maybe next year. I don't think Metroid's coming until 2020, so I think Bayonetta 3 could be next year. Do I like Arlo stuff? You mean, do I like Arlo? Sure. I enjoy his content. Why wouldn't I enjoy his content? Arlo is a interesting character. I enjoy his style of comedy. That's for sure. Probably should get some water down here. Am I hyped for Smash Bros. Ultimate? Of course I'm hyped. Why wouldn't I be hyped? I'm not like the biggest Smash player in the world, but I buy it every time, and I enjoy it. So, do I do the do? I used to do the do. I used to do the do all the time. Not anymore, though. Do you do the do? Maybe I should ask you guys, what are your guys' favorite game of all time? What's your guys'? Everyone always asks me, like, yeah, it's Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild. I've said it like a zillion times. But what's your guys' favorite game of all time? Let's see how much variety there is out there in my audience for your guys' favorite game of all time. 3 problems with Smash Ultimate. It's not out yet. I have finals the same day it comes out. And how will they top Ultimate? Maybe they won't. Maybe that's the thing. Ultimate's going to be a perpetual game. They're never going to end it. Just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. They're just going to keep expanding the roster. They're not going to do anything else. Just Smash Ultimate forever. Alonzo Vines has Wind Waker as his favorite. Nice. Zach Carinci says Mario Galaxy or Little Big Planet 2. There you go. Skyrim for Dylan. Tales of Symphonia. There's one I didn't think we were going to hear tonight. Nice. Mother 3. Yep, I see that. Snooty on. F-Zero GX. Man, look at that. We're getting a lot of variety. I did not expect so much variety. So Pokemon Let's Go is your favorite, then it's going to be Smash. Okay. Crash, Jet Moto, Road Rash, Final Fantasy 7. I said your favorite game, not like your top 5. Hollow Knight. Wow, Hollow Knight. Got an indie game making the list. Let's see here. Legend of Zelda. Oh, so A Link to the Past is what you meant. The one on Super Nintendo. Link's Awakening DX. So a bunch of Zelda games for Edward. Can you please tell me why Kingdom Hearts Collection won't be able to make it on the Switch? Is it about Disney or something? It's not that it can't be on Switch. It's that unless they plan to bring Kingdom Hearts 3, they're not going to bring the rest. Super Mario RPG. Oh, a couple for Super Mario RPG. There's a Super Mario 64. A couple of those. A Link to the Past, another one. SSX Tricky and Hydro Thunder. Drawn to Life. Jeez, look at that variety. Final Fantasy 9 is high on your list too. Nice. Pikmin 4 because I'm still telling myself it's coming. It'd probably be Pikmin 3 for my fiance if she was here. Oh, she might pick Mario Kart. I'm not sure. One of the Mario Karts she might pick. Your favorite's probably Splatoon 2. 850 hours in it. Nice. You're going to go mainstream and say Breath of the Wild. Hey! Somebody else said Breath of the Wild besides me. I'm not alone. People are listing their favorite game of all time. Ariel, I asked everyone what their favorite game of all time was. Since I wasn't getting any questions, I'm like, okay, hey, what's your favorite game of all time? There was a lot of variety. Your favorite's Mario Odyssey, mainly because it made me fall back in love with Nintendo and gaming in general. Nice. Nice. Mega Man Legends. You guys are bringing up some good games. Some games I haven't thought about in a while. Good stuff. Power Stone. Oh, jeez. How about this? Shadowgate 64. Love that game. Be honest. Did anyone else out there beat that game but me? Did anyone else beat Shadowgate 64 but me? I've never met another person who's beat Shadowgate 64. Pokemon Emerald. Nice. Wii Fit. Hey, if Wii Fit's your favorite game, I mean, you said Pikmin 4 earlier, but if Wii Fit's your favorite game, that's fine. Gets you in shape. It can be fun. The hula hooping was cool. Dead or Alive beach volleyball. Hey, if you're being legit, I know some people that really like that series. So Pokemon Red, look at that, going the OG. Mario Kart Double Dash. That is not a Mario Kart game that's often brought up as people's favorite. Nice. Very interesting list you guys got. Very interesting stuff. Eternal Darkness. Sure, Matthew. Why not? We got a minute left here. What is your guys' favorite indie games? Or let's just go one. Give me one of your favorite indie games. For me, gosh, is it sad when I know what it is, but I can't remember the name? I think I'll just go with Golf Story. I'll go with Golf Story. That wasn't the one I was thinking of, though. If I think of the one that actually is my favorite, the fact I can't think of its name is really bothering me. And I don't have my Switch right in front of me to check, because it's on my Switch. Maybe one of you guys will end up saying it. A Hat in Time, Binding of Isaac, Shovel Knight, Celeste, Escapist 2. Rocket League would be an indie game. I mean, I know it's gotten really big, but it was an indie game at the time. It's still an indie game, technically. Undertale and Dead Cells. Minecraft. Well, Minecraft probably doesn't count anymore, but it started off in the indie game, so you can count that. Transistor, Shantae the original. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Demonetization. Okay. Mine was Stardew Valley, but I'm playing Undertale right now, and that might beat it. Last Day of June, Fast RMX. Nice. Fast RMX is a good one. Man, why can't I remember the name of it? No one said it yet. No one has said it yet. Breath of the Wild, that's not an indie game. Man, no one has said it yet. I can't believe it. It's like a Zelda-like game. It's on Switch. I don't want to give too much of it away in case people haven't played it. Plays like a Link to the Past a little bit. Why can't I remember it? Blossom Tales! Thank you, Alonzo. Yes, Blossom Tales. That's my favorite indie game. That's my favorite indie game. Blossom Tales, baby. Love that game. Love that game. Such a good game. Does not get enough attention, I swear. I mean, I know it was a success on Switch, but I don't care. That thing should be selling millions. That thing is so good. To me, that's up there with like half of the Zelda series. That's how good that game is. And the way they approach the story, oh, it's so good. It's so clever. Let's put it that way. It's very clever. Playtonic is an indie studio, yes. Ukulele's fun. Ukulele just passed a million in sales. Isn't that awesome for them? I mean, I know some people's thoughts on ukulele are, kind of like, oh, it's just okay, or it's too much like the 64 games. But, I mean, I'm glad they sold 1 million. I'm really curious what they have coming next, because it's not a spoiler? Okay. I don't want to be spoiled with anything on Smash. What did you send? I'm confused. Oh, look at this image. I don't really. What am I looking at? I mean, it's kind of a spoiler what you just showed me. It's a minor spoiler. It's a minor spoiler. I don't know what you were expecting me to say. I mean, I know you're talking about censorship, but like technically it's a spoiler. But like that's nothing new. Nintendo does it all the time. So am I supposed to be surprised? Ukulele nuts and bolts. Ukulele didn't run like crap on Switch anyways. Maybe it ran like crap when it launched in the other systems. I have it on Switch. I play the hell out of the game. I know they mentioned she's a spirit in the trailer, but we don't see the artwork. Sega did say that Smash Bros. 64 is technically an indie game before Nintendo approved it and published it. Yeah, but see, Smash Bros. Was being made by HAL Laboratories, which was not an independent studio at the time. So, like, it might have been, like, an independent project inside of HAL Laboratories, but it was still being made at HAL Laboratories. So, that's not really an indie game. Sakurai could talk about it all he wants as an indie game, because it was a project that wasn't approved yet. But that's like just saying Splatoon 2 was an indie game, because it was a project that was being made that wasn't approved yet. That's basically what he means. He means that no one asked them to make it. They just made it on their own, and then it was approved. Nah, it's cool, Ryan. It's such a minor thing. I don't think anyone's going to care. I mean, I don't really care. I was just noting that it's technically a spoiler. It's just a very, very, very dinky spoiler. That's why I'm not going to mention what it is in the stream. Just in case. There'll probably be that one person that's going to be like, oh, I can't believe we're talking about this. How do you even know? I thought you weren't looking at the leaks. I'm not looking at the leaks for Smash, by the way. This is the first thing I've seen from them at all, because I don't care. Trying to avoid them. But at least what you show me isn't something that I really care about. What's the worst video game spoiler I've experienced? Smash Bros. Is pretty bad right now, but I mean, Pokemon Moon was leaked entirely beforehand. But like one that I actually paid attention to and something got spoiled for me, I don't know. I'm weird with spoilers because spoilers don't bother me. The only spoiler that bothers me is if you tell me the ending of the game. I don't want to know how it ends. I don't. Those are usually, like, you can tell me a bunch of stuff along the journey, but how it ends, I don't want to know. I want to find that out for myself. But I don't think I've ever been spoiled that I don't really like, because I'm really good at avoiding spoilers when I don't want them. Usually I want spoilers. Usually I want to know everything. Usually I want to know everything about Smash Bros. Right? But I want that live stream experience with you guys. That opening day live stream, going through World of Light, going through Classic Mode. I want to experience that for my first time, so you guys get some raw reactions. Rather than watching now, it won't ruin the experience for me, but it would make the stream less entertaining because you won't get a raw reaction. So I'm holding back on Smash Bros. Spoilers for you guys, not for me. I don't care about Smash Bros. Spoilers. I spoil everything for me, but it'll lead to me not having as good a live stream reaction to it. So, worse when they spoil Mario as a playable character to Smash. Alright, well that's going to do it. We already went about 7 minutes past the normal stream time on This Week in Review. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. Shout out to Alex Boyer, who gave us that $20 super chat earlier, making me do those 15 push-ups and 5 sit-ups, and then Matthew Campos as well for his $2. They got a couple extra sit-ups in there. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you enjoyed This Week in Review, and I will catch you guys later. Yeah. Peace out.